Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, we find... Turn the fan off. In boxing, we find a way to win, or we find a way to lose. Rolly Romero has found a way to win. So a couple of things that we need to understand. First and foremost, Tank is going to be making about $5 million. Rolly's going to be making about $2 million. And they both are splitting the pay-per-view revenues in half. So Tank's getting half, Rolly's getting half of that. But all in all, at the end of the night, they both should make around $5 million for Tank, $2 million for Rolly. Say what you want about Rolly Romero. We're going to see what happens tonight. But win or lose in the fight with Tank, Rolly's already won. Think about someone who started at age 17, pretty much learned on the job. There's a lot of boxers out there who learned on the job. Dillian Whyte is another guy. Win or lose in his fights, he's already won. He shouldn't have reached where he's reached, seeing that he started boxing so late in life. Deontay Wilder, he and Dillian Whyte kind of at odds with each other, but there's a common thread between the two. Started late in life. Look what he was able to achieve. Rolly Romero, same thing. Now, is Rolly going to be able to clip Tank? We'll find out. But a lot of people are giving him a chance. So the first reason why I think Rolly wins, he's a winner already, is because the man's he's about to make $2 million. Take care of his family. Okay, outstanding. Second thing, win or lose, Rolly Romero is doing his part to sell this fight. Whether you think he's crazy, whether you think he's weird, whether you think he's inappropriate, the bottom line is you're thinking about him. You're paying attention to him. You want to see what he has to say. And there's some things about Rolly Romero that the more he talks, the more you get an opportunity to see he's more than just the brashness, the obscenities. He's a smart guy. He just gets emotional. The other thing about Rolly is, remember, he didn't start talking till late. He struggled socially, got bullied, picked on. So I think the fact that he had such a delayed speech, I think that really affects the way he talks. Also, growing up bilingual, English and Spanish, that could have affected his speech pattern as well. Now, I'm not saying it has anything to do with him talking about F this and F that, and calling people the B word. But just talking about the challenges he faced. When you listen to him talk sometimes, it almost seems like just his ability to enunciate words, like he struggles. But then also sometimes think like his mind is somewhere else, like what the hell is he talking about? So it's almost like what's going on in his head, he can't get it out fast enough. So it's like a delayed reaction as far as his speech, because his mind is going so fast that when what he wants to say doesn't come out the way he wants to say it. That's why sometimes I think he can sound, well, people can question maybe his intelligence. But you shouldn't question a man's intelligence who can beat your ass in Connect Four, who can beat you in checkers, who can beat you in chess, who's played against top chess players across Las Vegas and beat them, who's battled and trained with the Grand Wizard of chess. So Rolly is intelligent. And the more you learn about this man, the more, to me, I think we got to give him a win. Going into his next fight, whether he wins with Tank or not, Rolly, I am sure, can sell pay-per-view. Now, he definitely has to get in there and perform the way we know he can. Rolly does not box, people. Can he box? They say he can. Doesn't show that in the ring. Rolly is a guy coming through. He's not really throwing many jabs. He throws power shots the whole fight. Rolly has trained to throw power shots 13 or 14 rounds if he has to. Now, Tank Davis, we know Tank is a sniper. Tank can box. Tank has power. Tank is vicious. Tank has a mean streak in him. And when he gets in there with Rolly, I say if Rolly gets beyond 6 rounds, that's a victory for Rolly. Because there are a lot of people who are betting money on Rolly to get the knockout early. But the majority are favoring Tank. Can't blame him for favoring Tank. I personally am giving Rolly a chance because I've seen the training, I've seen the awkwardness, I've seen the speed, and I've seen what can happen in fights where guys are underestimated. They have this weird, awkward, quirky style you can't adjust. I've seen it in professional boxing. I've seen it in sparring sessions. And let me tell you, those guys look simple with these weird styles, but they keep winning. And I'm not saying that's going to happen tonight, but I don't think the fight's going to be as easy as people are making it out to be. Okay? But it'd be hard for me to bet against Tank. I'll put it to you that way. But at the same time, kind of got that urge to put a little money on Rolly, getting the knockout early, or definitely going beyond 6 rounds. But we'll see. If Tank says it's going to be fireworks, I think it's going to be fireworks. Rolly doesn't have to say that. That's how Rolly fights. Rolly's not going to come this fight and try to twinkle tour around the ring. Rolly's going to fight. So again, got to give Rolly some credit. Okay, as far as Rolly getting pushed off the stage, Tank barely touched him, but he did shove him enough to where the man lost his balance. And I don't even think it's matter if he lost his balance to the point to where he was going to fall. I just think he pushed him and went forward. Rolly realized that, it's only like a 2-foot drop. He just dropped down just like you would if you're walking somewhere and the sidewalk ends, there's a little drop down to the ground. You just jump down and keep going about your business. So no rolled ankle and all that. People are trying to twist the story saying Rolly's looking for a way out. Let me tell you something. Rolly's not looking for a way out. I do think with this fight, Rolly's coach is extremely vocal. And I guess he compliments Rolly because Rolly is the same way. So they're both kind of crazy. But I just don't. I think that's good. It's good for us as fight fans, but sometimes the coaches just need to just cool themselves and relax. Don't need all the BS, but it does make the fight more exciting. But Rolly Romero, man, very interesting story. His dad was an outstanding boxer in Cuba. His dad, while in Cuba, was getting in a fight, beating guys up. His dad was a really tough person. Man hit him in the face with a bat, broke his jaw, messed up his boxing career. And that's just island people, man. We have something. I remember from small, I was taught about, my dad was like, something called an equalizer. Somebody bigger than you, stronger than you, someone trying to bully you. He was like, I remember him telling me, I was like, 10 years old? He was like, he bleed like you, the man feel pain, he can die like you. Don't fear no man. And if you're bigger than you, pick up something and hit him. And hit him so hard that man don't ever hit that. He doesn't get up. Make sure he doesn't get up if you decide you had to put your hands on somebody. And if they're bigger than you, pick up something and hit them with it. And I remember that. That's just that, I ain't going to say which island my family from. I'm going to leave that out of it. But I remember hearing that, and to this day, I have that mentality. So when I hear the story about Rolly's dad getting hit with a bat in the face, that sounds about right. Someone taking a cutlass and chopping a man, or, taking a brick and hitting somebody. If someone's afraid of you, man, most Caribbean people, man, they're not gonna sit there and let you can't. You can say what you want for the most part. You can't put your hands on people, man. You lose those hands, And then Rolly's dad swimming across the ocean. Love the story, man. Swims across the ocean with his friend. His friend couldn't make it. His friend died. He got all the way across, man, to Florida. Took care of him. Then he try to start his boxing career again. Outbox a guy, beats a guy in the ring, and then the guy, when he's turns his back, comes behind him, picks him up, slams him. He breaks all of his ribs. It's messed up his body. So 2 incidents that were very unfortunate for Rolly's dad, but his dad put his effort into his son. And when I listen to those stories, it's just like, damn. I kind of want Rolly to win the fight, just for his dad's story, his story. But at the same time, I'm a neutral party here, but I just understand the story, and I like the story. It touches me. With Tank has an interesting story too. With Tank, I don't care about Tank winning or losing the fight. I want Tank to get through these legal issues that he has going on. Like, that's the most important thing to me for Tank. Like, man, get through that, get yourself together, handle them beautiful daughters you have, and let's make sure we keep you on the right path. Part of me kind of wish this fight ends in a draw so we can get a continuation of the antics. I think that would be great. And then what it would do for Rolly's career, and then also for Tank, I think it would help him as well, because then maybe he'll get the credit of, okay, he went in there, because people keep trying to take credit away from Tank. Santa Cruz was weight drained. Mario Barrios was weight drained. Pedraza was last minute. He hit somebody with a low blow. Rolly makes some valid points, but at the same time, there's another side to the story. So if Tank gets in here with Rolly and he takes some hard shots, he bangs with him, it ends up in a draw, I don't think that hurts Tank, because a lot of people are saying he ran from Pitbull Cruz. To me, Tank box. Tank can really box. So it's like, is it going to take a draw for him to get in there and bang with the hard, super hard hitting, crazy Rolly Romero? For people to say, okay, Tank showed that he's durable. Tank showed that he's willing to sit there and fight a bigger, stronger fighter. And let them both get some knockdowns. I think that does a lot for both their profiles. Probably more for Rolly, but then they go into the rematch, and then, it is what it is. But for this fight, I honestly think Tank wins. But I think Rolly is looking quick. He is looking strong. But when you're hitting mitts, when you're hitting the bag, we all look like superstars. When you get in the ring, this fight's going to boil down to brains. Who can make the right adjustments during the fight? That's what this is going to boil down to. Who has the better brain? It's not going to boil down to who's the more aggressive, the angrier of the two. This is going to boil down to who has the better brain. Rolly is a chess player. They say he stays 2 or 3 steps ahead. Maybe that's why he's had success in boxing, because he's looking at things. He can process things differently. And he doesn't want to lose. And he can take shots. But can he take Tanks? Same thing with Tank. Tank gets hit. If Tank is in there and he gets hit by Rolly, what's going to happen? So we'll see. But you got to give the edge to Tank. But I think Rolly has come a long way. He's got the right people in his corner, the right people training him for Rolly to at least make a good representation of himself. And will go on and catapult him to bigger fights, or bigger purses than what he was used to before Tank. He's getting a huge payday right now. I think it's his biggest payday. And hopefully he can sustain himself. But he's got to put on a good performance. But majority's going with Tank, and you can't blame him. Tank is just a special fighter, man. But the stuff Rolly's saying about Tank is hilarious. When the two of them go back and forth, it's funny. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. But I do think Tank, the whole push, it wasn't even out of frustration. Tank, it's almost like, Tank, it was kind of weird. Tank was just kind of like, almost like, it reminded me of when Tank was at the boxing match with Earl Spence and Adrian Broner and Robert Easter Jr. And they were all clowning around, and they were drunk. And Tank was taking his finger, trying to put it in Earl Spence's ear or Adrian Broner's ear or Robert Easter's ear, and was tickling them and just, acting silly. And that's what it reminded me of when Tank shoved Rolly off the stage, like when he was drunk, messing around with Earl Spence, Adrian Broner, and Robert Easter Jr. That's what it reminded me of, like a playful kind of push. Didn't really intend on hurting him. It was just more like, just messing with him. And of course, Rolly flew off the hinges and ready to kill him. But anyway, that was funny. But can't wait to watch the fight tonight, man. I'm getting ready. I'll probably make one more video and go barbecue, man. Then go get in the pool in the backyard. And then come watch boxing later. Y'all take care, man. And I think at the end of the day, Rolly's already won, in my opinion, whether he wins or loses tonight. Man's getting real money. The whole world knows him. All he's got to do is get past round 6. It's a moral victory. Make a good representation of himself, possibly hurt Tank, wobble him, anything. And then Rolly goes on to a big fight after this as well. So Rolly's career is alive, and Tank Davis, he's on his way to making history. So that being said, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the channel. Shout out to the veterans. Y'all keep safe. And as always, I'm in the breeze.